Lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for.
Hi there. Are you ready to delve into more challenging and equally intriguing concepts from A Course in Miracles? Today, Lesson 25 offers a few for us to explore.
I do not know what anything is for.
Shall we recall a few ideas we've been working on up to now with these daily lessons?
Lesson 1. Nothing I see means anything.
Lesson 2. I have given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me.
Lesson 3. I do not understand anything I see.
Lesson 24. I do not perceive my own best interests.
Today's lesson ties all these together. We don't know what anything is for, so everything is meaningless and we don't perceive our own best interests. Now, let's see what today's lesson reveals.
Everything is for your own best interests. That is what it is for, that is its purpose, that is what it means.
And in recognizing this, we can also address the situation we discovered yesterday, that in truth we have a lot of conflicting goals. Once we recognize that everything is for our own best interests, all our goals can be unified, and what we see is given meaning. Of course, we believe we know the meanings of things in our surrounding world. However, the lesson reveals that it's actually our ego assigning these meanings. And here's what we need to understand: our ego is not us, it is not who we are. From now on, let's make a conscious effort to remember this. The ego is our false identification with something that isn't us. This misidentification leads us astray, obscuring the true purpose of everything and steering us toward goals that diverge from our real best interests. Here's another interesting twist the lesson offers us. We think that we have goals that can be described as personal interests. But here's the revelation: we truly don't have personal interests. In a sense, this implies that our goals are essentially about nothing. But what does it mean that we don't have personal interests? From the perspective of A Course in Miracles, the ego is the false identification we mentioned earlier with an entity perceived as separate from God and from the rest of creation. In truth, we are not separate from God nor from one another. By moving beyond the ego's perception of separateness, we begin to understand how our interests are not really separate from the interests of others. In other words, if we are all part of oneness, the very concept of personal interests starts to fade and become somewhat vague, doesn't it? This, by the way, does not mean neglecting one's needs, but rather understanding that our deepest, truest needs and goals are ultimately shared and aligned with everyone else's, and with God. This perspective can be challenging to grasp in a world that emphasizes individualism, and while we can understand it intellectually, we might have a hard time applying it in our everyday experiences and behavior. However, embracing this vision will lead us to a more peaceful and loving life, and a different way to approach our relationships. That's what we will be training ourselves to do with these lessons in this video series. We may not fully realize this yet, but we're truly here for each other, or to put it another way, to extend God's love in our lives and in the lives of those we touch every day with our lives. But let's get back to the lesson. As mentioned, we might think we know what things are for, and this is particularly true at the most superficial levels. For instance, we understand that our phones can be used for various purposes, such as connecting with someone who's not physically near us. What we often don't grasp is why we want to reach that person. In other words, we're unaware of the divine purpose of that relationship and how our reaching out will fulfill it. That, certainly, is something we generally have no idea about. So here's the deal: we have established goals for everything, but only by being willing to let go of these goals can we truly start to learn what everything is really for. That's why we start by acknowledging that all those things around us are meaningless to us. We give up judgments, we abandon our notions that those things and goals are good or bad, and we admit we simply don't know.
The idea for today is a step in this direction.
We will aim for 6 practice periods today, each lasting 2 minutes. Let's begin by slowly repeating today's idea.
I do not know what anything is for.
As we slowly repeat today's idea, let's observe our surroundings.
I do not know what anything is for.
Let's allow our gaze to rest on whatever catches our eyes.
I do not know what anything is for.
Let's include everything in our view, without excluding anything, whether it's near or far, important or unimportant, human or non-human.
I do not know what anything is for.
As our eyes settle on each object, let's name it and say, for example,
I do not know what this chair is for.
I do not know what this pencil is for.
I do not know what this hand is for.
let's maintain a slow pace, keeping our gaze on the object until we have finished the statement. Then, let's move on to the next.
I do not know what that tree is for.
I do not know what that body is for.
I do not know what anything is for.
Amazing, isn't it? How inspiring was this lesson? Aren't you feeling blessed to have the opportunity to embark on this wonderful journey of self-discovery, knowing that this discovery will also lead us to the heart of one another? If you're still not feeling it, let me assure you, you are indeed blessed. You're doing wonderfully. See you tomorrow for another enlightening lesson. Quick reminder, if you haven't yet watched the introduction to this video series, be sure to do so, as it lays the foundation for our journey together. Just click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
Did you enjoy the video and find it helpful? Please give it a like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new lesson every day. And if you've been with us for a while, please consider supporting the channel. There's a lot of love behind these videos. Check out the video description for more details.